Hi, this is Naveena, living on light. It's the 8th of May today. I started on the 3rd. So today I want to talk about paradigm shifting because that's going to be important if you really want to get living on light or anything else actually. If you think of a paradigm as the way that you look, it's not about what you're looking at all. It's about how you're looking at it. We change paradigms all the time. As new stuff comes into our reality, we start looking at it differently. And then when we look at something differently, we see something different. And when you're looking in one paradigm, you literally can't see what's in the other paradigm. I'm going to show you some examples. It's said that when the Europeans came with their ships, their sailing ships, to the American shores, the Native Americans had not ever seen those things, and they were not in their awareness. They did not, the mind, which is a program machine, had never come across anything that looked like the image that ships were. There was no interpretation in that raw, clear mind that could give any interpretation of the images that could be seen. I don't know if it's true, but it said that those people could not see the ship sitting in the harbor. Those people on the cliffs, they would look at the water that they knew, they could see the water, but they couldn't see the ship. It sounds unbelievable. But when you think about it, see what might have happened. Their minds had not been able to see it because they didn't know it. While they were looking, something in their vision shifted. The outside did not shift. The mind shifted. Maybe the eyes relaxed. Maybe they turned their head a different way so they could see something in a different perspective. And at some point, the image of the ships showed up in their awareness, in their consciousness. Hadn't been possible before. And once it showed up in the awareness, the eyes could see it. Now they had an image. Now they knew. And of course, they probably went, "What's that?" It must have been quite a shock suddenly seeing a fleet of ships sitting in the harbour. And then, because their mind had now learned to look in a different way, they could see the image of what was right in front of their eyes. Before that, it wasn't possible. And that's what paradigm shifting is. We all have ideas of what is. We look through our eyes, we see what we see, we're used to it, we know what it is, we can manage to interpret something if we haven't seen it before, but we know how to look at things. And we look at it through all the memories, all the what we've done before, what we're expecting, what we want, what we need. And we have that image in our mind as that's how it is. When we look at the stars, because we have star charts, we can look in the stars and see Orion's belt because we've been taught to do that. We can't really see it. If you see dots on the page, the mind will immediately go to joining the dots or making a picture or doing something that gives it meaning. The meaning comes from the mind, and the mind's a program machine. So when you look at something, if it's not in the paradigm of what you know, it can't exist for you. Living on light is not in the paradigm of our world. A little bit. It's coming in a lot. There's a movie coming out soon. I think it's called Living on Light, actually. It's coming in. It's on its way, and this is part of it, I imagine, I hope. But the medical paradigm cannot see living on light. Sounds crazy, sounds stupid, nobody can do it, don't be ridiculous. No, 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 no. And in their perception, in their paradigm, it's absolutely right. They cannot see it. It doesn't show up anywhere. In the minds of the people who've done it, supposedly, they can see the medical paradigm, they know that. But they know something else. They've learned to switch their eyes. They've learned to switch the mind. The one who is looking is the one that's interpreting what's out there. Not what's out there. What's out there stays the same. Always stays the same. Although that's ever changing too. It's a different story. But you don't change anything on the outside. What happens on the inside the brain. There's nothing mystical about it, nothing magical about it. It's just a simple switch in the way that the eyes see. Now, one of the most famous is this picture here. I'm going to show you the picture, and I want you just to look at it and see what you see. Doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong answer. You don't have to be right here. It's not a test. The image is a little tacky because it came out of our tacky printer. Okay, here it is. Okay, doesn't matter. You don't need to see me. Okay, so here's the picture. What do you see? Just be aware of the very, very first thing you saw. Doesn't matter what it is. Now, relax your eyes. Let go of what you thought you saw. Let go of the first image that you had and just look with curiosity. Take away your decisions. Take away your first impressions. Take away the fact that you were quite right about what you first saw. And then see what you see. Okay? All right. Now you see. Or not. I don't know. So, in this picture, some people see first the vase. This is the vase. The side down. Whoops. I can't do this very much well in the camera. But this part here is the vase, the white vase. That's what it is. If you look at the dark sides, that side and that side, you can see there's two noses, there and there. And you can see the mouth there, and mouth there. And you're seeing the picture of the two faces facing each other. Some people might not be able to do that, but most people can do that one. You can see that the very same picture, nothing was changed in the picture. The picture was just lines on the page. The pictures of life are just lines in our universe too, but that's something else. So the mind is the one that decides which shows up first, and it'll be the one that's probably most familiar to you, hits the rods and cones in the eyes in a particular way, what it's used to, what it likes, according to what its judgments are, and it'll make up his mind which it's going to be. To be able to see the other one, you have to let go of the first. You have to let go of your very first response. You have to let go of your reaction. And then the second one shows up. Now just look at this again, because this is very easy. You can see that while you are looking at the vase, you cannot see the faces. And while you're looking at the faces, you cannot see the vase. That's two different paradigms, and one paradigm is not visible in the paradigm of the other. Living in light is not visible in practically every paradigm of this world. Okay, a little more complex this picture, but also very familiar. I'm sure you know it. It's a version of it. Okay, same thing now. I'm putting this up. Where am I? There you go. I'm putting it up. And what is your first thing that you see? Doesn't matter which it is. So notice what you saw first. Then let go of that picture. Really relax your eyes. Just let them go soft. You don't have to stare. Okay. So those who could manage to do it saw a picture, either first or second, of a young woman. Then the picture flipped, and then you saw the old woman. Just in case you weren't quite sure what happened there, let's just I'll show you where they are, because that's the hat that the young woman's wearing. Actually, they're both wearing that. This is the young woman's ear. Whoops. That's the young woman's nose. And this is the young woman's necklace. She's got her head turned away. She's looking over there. And hopefully you can see the young woman now. Now, we're not touching anything in the picture, just how you're seeing your paradigm. Just in case people didn't see that, this is the old woman's mouth. This is the old woman's nose with a bobble on it. This is now the old woman's eye. Your eyes can probably switch between one and the other. Now that you know they're there, you can switch between one and the other quite easily because you've learned both pictures. But you can't see both at the same time. Just like in every other paradigm, you cannot see both pictures at the same time. To see living on light, you have to bring it into your paradigm. Or you have to switch your paradigm to be able to see it. In the early days, everybody in the whole known universe believed that the earth was flat. It was a flat earth, no question about it. Nobody ever questioned it until it got to Galileo and the people around him who started to look at this. And they looked at all the evidence and all the stuff, all the things that people had been able to see all these millennia and had it interpreted in one way. He started looking at it differently, seeing with different eyes, different mind. And he really got that no. This earth can't be flat if those stars are doing these things in this way. That original paradigm has to be wrong. And then it was like it must have just suddenly flashed into his consciousness that, oh, my God, the earth is round. And once he could see that, he could see all the evidence that led to that. He could see all those things that other people saw, but saw them with different eyes, a different mind, different knowledge, different awareness. And that changed the picture. He probably couldn't see a flat earth after that because he'd now discovered the round earth, and that was the truth. Of course, everybody around him kept saying, no, it's not possible. And eventually the Pope said, I'm going to put you in jail if you keep saying the earth is round. I mean, that's what the authorities do, because authorities can't allow those things to change. So Galilei, who was just a guy, he had to recant the truth. He had to say, oh, okay, there's the earth really is flat. You're right. But he said, I can tell you and I can say that the earth is flat, but the earth is round. And who was correct? This is the same with living on light. People yet, it's coming in, but people yet cannot see the possibility of living on light because they are living in the paradigm of it can't be done, not possible. Every paradigm in our culture says not possible. Once we can show that it's possible, then we can create this whole paradigm coming into our culture, coming into our societies, coming into the way we live. I'm going to do one more thing now, which I find so fascinating. It's just amazing. Don't know if you've ever seen these magic eye pictures. On a magic eye picture, they're all computer generated, of course, because they're very complex. But when you have a magic eye picture, you have just an amazing number of pixels, dots, even designs and pictures on a page which your normal eyes can see. But there is a way of letting go of the picture that you think you're seeing, the belief system that you have in your mind that this is it. That's what we all have, one way or another. This is the truth. There's nothing else except what I believe it to be. When you can let go of that, just by relaxing the eyes, this is not about changing your mind or your beliefs or anything. It's just relaxing that, just letting go of it. You can pick it up later. But for the purposes of seeing something else, you have to let go of what you think you know. And in the process of doing that, your eyes can relax, your mind can relax, and open the space for something else to show up. There's something else there, which you can't see unless you let go of what you think you know. This particular picture is from the book Another Dimension. You have to see it to believe it. Very apropos here. And it's published by 21st Century Publishing. I don't know if this can be done in the camera. I haven't been able to see it myself because I'm such a long way away from the screen. But I'm going to show you anyway. Now this is a magic eye picture. You can see rows of images, especially if you're looking on your iPhone. I doubt if you can actually see this very well, but you can look again and see. I'm trying to get the shadow off. I have to hold this. So here you see rows of pictures. They're actually dinosaurs. They have colors, they have depth, they're computer generated, your normal eyes can look at these, and if your screen's big enough, you can see what they are. It doesn't matter. So the trick in a magic eye picture is that you look at it, you stand about 18 inches from your screen, you relax, make sure you're in a comfortable position, and you just let go. Let your eyes unfocus. Sometimes they tear up. Try not to blink. And just let the picture blur if it blurs. Doesn't have to. There's different ways to do this, but I just want to show you this one way you can try yourself. Okay. So whether you have it or whether you don't have it at the moment, what you need to know is that in the picture, two big dinosaurs show up. They are in 3D. They stand out from the page. Once your eyes, let me move this because you're not going to, I don't know if you can, I'll just leave it there. Once your eyes see the two big dinosaurs, then your eyes can look at it. It's like they can focus on them. And your eyes won't go back to the original picture until you move your eyes away. So if you're seeing the two big dinosaurs, then you've moved into a different paradigm. You can see something that wasn't there before. It was there. Clearly it was there. I didn't put a dinosaur in there or a picture of one. So sometimes it takes a while for this to happen, and some people can't see them at all. But you can get one of these magic eye books, and they're just so fascinating watching these pictures jump out at you. Okay, that's it. So that's paradigm shift. So important. We think we know what is. We think we see things how they are. We think that our beliefs are real and right and hold on to them. And then our whole life sorts itself around those ideas or those ways of seeing. We all do that. But when you relax that way of looking and see something else and see through the eyes of something else, your whole world changes. Everything changes. It's extraordinarily powerful. So to see living on light, you have to change your perspective. You have to change the way you look. If living on light is there, it will show up in a different perspective. But you have to look through that perspective. The people now who are attempting this and doing it and say they've done it, and the movie that's coming out and really coming into the world, are bringing it in. This living on light experiment, which is for 4 months, where you can absolutely know that there's no cheating, it's really happening. I'm really living on light. I'm not eating. We haven't got the live stream yet. We have to wait for it. But we're putting up DVDs and stuff, not DVDs, YouTubes, and ways to help you to kind of tune into what's going on. So, and we're keeping all the records are being kept so you can know we're not cheating. And if it's true, if this picture shows up, I'm holding it in my reality that I can do this, that it's true, I can do it. That's what I'm holding as my reality, my perspective. And I really want it to come out into the world. It would make such a difference. So keep your eye on this. Start letting that idea, a possibility, into your paradigm. And at a certain point, when the eyes have changed enough, when the interpretations have changed enough, moved into the new picture, it will show up for you. It'll be right there. Up to you. Okay, enough for today. I might do a few more later, but these are fun. Thank you.